I want you to go to the comments right now and look for the people who are saying, you can't say the Habs lost a trade. Justin Barron is only 21 years old and the second round pick in 2024. You can't evaluate those. How are you going to say the Habs lost a trade? Go down right now and find those comments and you'll know that they did not watch this video because it's literally the first thing I'm addressing. So have fun with that down below. And do I think the Habs lost the Artturi Lehkonen trade? No. I don't, because if you guys watch this channel, you know that I'm very, very high on Justin Barron. I really love Barron as a defenseman. He's a big right-hand shot, young defenseman with a lot of talent. He's got 16 points in just over 20 games with the Laval Rocket. So that honestly tells you pretty much everything you need to know about Justin Barron. And he's not just an offensive defenseman, 16 points in 25 games. He's also a good two-way defenseman. He does things right on the other side of the ice. And don't forget that the Habs also got a second-round pick for Artturi Lehkonen. But I'm seeing too many people say that the Habs lost this trade just because Lehkonen won a Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche last year. Just because he ended up being really good for the Avs. I mean, the amount of points he got, everybody remembers that series-winning overtime goal with the Colorado Avalanche against the Edmonton Oilers last season. I mean, 20 games in the playoffs, 14 points. He really did well. And this season, again, with all the injuries that have decimated the Colorado Avalanche, Lehkonen has really stepped up and held the fort for the Avs. 27 games, 21 points. He's producing pretty much like a first-line player, which is great for a guy like Lehkonen. But why can't it be a win for the Avs and a win for the Habs also? I mean, just because it's a win for the Avs doesn't mean it's a loss for the Montreal Canadiens. It can be a win-win, and it is too early to tell. So all these people that are saying the Habs lost the Lehkonen trade because they didn't get enough for him, I don't buy it here. And I mean, looking back at it, when he was traded in 58 games with the Habs, 13 goals and 29 points. So to turn that into a blue chip right-hand shot young defenseman and a second-round pick was a Chris Angel mind trick by Kent Hughes. That was a great trade. And again, this was a huge win for Lehkonen himself because he won a cup and he was a big part of that team. And the Avs. Think of how big a part of that Avs team Lehkonen was. So that was a huge win for them. But the Habs also, it's not like they got Dale Weiss back in the trade. No offense, Dale. I loved you when you were with the Habs in 2014. I loved it in that playoff run. But it's not like they got, a third, fourth liner or something who's like 30 years old. They got a good return here. Or even like a fifth round pick. That's not what they got. They got a really sizable amount of value back for Artturi Lehkonen. And again, I don't want to declare it a win-win, but I am ready to say, hey, pump the brakes, the people who are saying the Habs lost this trade. And I know a lot of people really miss Lehkonen, and they're seeing what he's developing into. Like, I don't want to say star, but he's a really, really, really good top six player. That's what I'm going to say about Artturi Lehkonen. And you're seeing right now what he can do on a consistently good team. And even stepping up with all the injuries, I'm really surprised about what Lehkonen's doing. Especially the departure of Kadri also last year. He's really stepped up and proven to me that I'm seeing that this is a player who can really play and doesn't need to be surrounded by stars to produce. He's a good player in his own right. So, again, I do not think the Montreal Canadiens lost this trade. So all these comments that I know are going to come about people thinking that I'm saying that they lost the trade, no. I'm just saying it's a question because of how many people are asking it. So many people are saying, oh, the Habs lost the trade. So it's something worth talking about, and I do not think they did, and we'll see what Justin Barron turns into. I'm quite high on him. I like him quite a bit, and Montreal Hockey Now just published an article about his development and his progress in Laval, and he seems to be progressing very nicely. And even if Barron turns into a number 3 or a number 4 defenseman on this Montreal Canadiens team, that's a great find. That's a great find if Barron is a number 3 defenseman on your team. I think he could be solid in that slot. It would be great. But of course, his potential could possibly slot him even higher than that. But he needs to develop because he just turned 21, dude. Like, he literally was just granted eligibility to drink in the U.S. Like, give him some time to develop. Not everybody can be Caden Gooley, a stud on the back end at such a young age. So, Different guys progress at different rates. Give it some time, but I'm not ready to declare this a loss for the Montreal Canadiens. In fact, I'm impressed with what Kent Hughes was able to get for Lehkonen at the time. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Of course, as usual, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.